welcome you to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology and home to the area's only Division I hockey program. Tonight it's an Atlantic Hockey Series finale between the Robert Morris Colonials and the hometown RIT Tigers. Number 19 for RIT is first-year forward Camden Bazier. The Cleveland native netted what proved to be the game winner last night as RIT beat RMU for the third time in 3 meetings so far this season. Good evening and welcome to RIT Hockey Pregame Live here on the RIT Sports Network. Well, coming off a split with nationally ranked Penn State last weekend, RIT head coach Matt Thomas was interested to see how his team would respond last night as they returned to conference play against a struggling Robert Morris program with just 4 wins in their first 18 games. Tigers swept the Colonials in Pittsburgh back in November. Last night, first period, RIT, they jump on them early. In fact, just a minute and 37 seconds in, it's Ben Roger with the blast that beats Charlie Schenkel. For Roger, his third of the season, it was 1-0 RIT. Moments later, Tigers looking to make it a 2-goal lead. Christian Catalano centering to Philippe Jacques, but what a stop by Schenkel as he snags it out of the air. Tigers led by 1 after 1. Second period after coincidentals on Hayes McKay and Tristan Allen were playing 4-on-4, and Robert Morris finally strikes Tanner Klimpke with his team leading 7th of the season to tie us at 1 apiece. Under 3 to go, crazy sequence here. Watch Bruce McDonald for RMU go flying into the net, takes out Jakub Kurbacek. Play would continue. RMU tries to take advantage, but Kuba makes the stop after all that. Kuba with another stellar night, as you see there, making that stop once again. Strong in net for RIT. Third period, just over 4 minutes in. Tigers force the turnover. Caleb Elfring feeds Camden Bazier right in front, and he buries it. Top shelf, his second of the season. 2-1 Tigers. Just over 9 minutes to go. Tigers strike again. Ben Roger to Zach Weigel. 1 times it home for his 5th goal of the year. 3-1 RIT on top. Robert Morris would pull Schenkel with under 2 minutes to go, but it's RIT sealing it. Tyler Mahan raises ahead, gets the empty netter. RIT with a big third period, wins it 4-1 afterwards. Our Kim Coffey caught up with defenseman Ben Roger.
We went in the room, just collected ourselves, and came out, and it was a 1-1 game going into the third, and we just said, we got to win these next 20 minutes, and that's what we did.
What was Coach's message to you guys in the locker room heading into that final period, especially after RMU tied it up there on you guys?
It was just saying, it's like we got to decide. We got to decide if we want to bear down and win this game. It's on us, and we got to talk to each other and go out there and prove it.
What is the biggest lesson you take from tonight's win that's going to help you guys out tomorrow in Game 2?
Yeah, we just always got to keep the energy high. Like last weekend we had Penn State, and the energy was really high, and every weekend we got to bring that same energy.
Yeah, they brought the energy in that third period. Ben Roger records a goal and an assist for the second straight game. Tyler Mahan moved into a tie with Evan Konyan for the team lead with his 7th goal, while Jakub Kurbacek stopped 33 of the 34 shots he faced. It's the 17th time in his career and 4th time this season that Kuba has stopped at least 30 in net for the Tigers. So tonight, RIT now has an opportunity to complete a 6-point weekend in a 4-game season sweep of Robert Morris. As always, we have both sides of the ice covered for you, but we begin with RIT head coach Matt Thomas, who's with our John DiTullio. John?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. All right, Matt, you didn't play your best maybe the first 40. You saved your best for the last 20. How proud or what impressed you most with your club in those final 20 minutes?
Well, we had to dig in. I thought we came out great offensively as we get that early goal, and then we got a little bit away for it. I think if some of those goals go in early, Phil Jacques had 2 really, really good chances and great saves by their goaltender, but we got a little loose defensively, and then we really got away from it. And you give Robert Morris some credit. They did some things very different than what they had done in the pre-scout that we'd seen and from our previous time playing them. So we needed to adjust. We were slow to recognize that or implement it. I liked the way we came out in the third period.
You gave up 34 shots last night. I'm going to assume that's way too many for a Matt Thomas team.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of character for us. Obviously, sometimes you tip your cap to the other team. I thought they did a good job. They gave us fits defensively off the rush. Like, we had no numbers, and they transitioned a lot, and that led to a lot of the chances. But our puck management was a little average. Our transition from offense to defense was below average, and when you do that, you're going to get outshot.
I know you've been asked this a million times, but the play of Kuba last night is not only last night, but at home, you guys are, 7 straight wins here at home. But in particular, the play of Kuba. Let's talk about his play last night.
Yeah, he was awesome. He needed to be. Like I said, I thought we got loose there for most of the second half of the first period, and then the whole second period. We dialed it in the third period, but he was tremendous. And, we've got to start recognizing that we can't lean on him that much. Obviously, he's got to be there for us when we do make some mistakes, because we're going to make them, but we can't make them as easily.
All right, so Robert Morris will be, desperate team. They don't want to get swept. You said last night you want a little bit better or more jump from your boys. What do you want to see out of the gate tonight?
Well, I think we can start the same way we started. We've got to make sure we're defending the same way with that same type of vigor. We were sniffing for offense, and I liked a lot of the plays we made. We just got to do a better job recognizing when it's there and when it's not, and not trying to force it. So that's a big thing. But, for us, we're looking to build our identity every weekend. Last night, I thought it was a little bit of a step back or a step away. So we just got to get back on track here and make sure that we can finish the job tonight.
All right, buddy. Finally, I know you're an Argos fan. How much of the Bills will you watch tomorrow? I know you got to watch tape, but the Bills taking priority?
Yeah, I think they will. I'll definitely watch a little bit. I'm one of those guys, like, when it's playoff football, playoff basketball, playoff baseball, I'm all in.
That's head coach Matt Thomas here with the RIT Tigers for a preview of Robert Morris. Here's my partner, Gene Battaglia. Gino?
All right, thanks, Johnny. Here with head coach Derek Schooley, Robert Morris. Another game against RIT, tied in the third. You guys were doing some good things in the first two periods. What changed in the third, Coach?
Well, I think every play matters, and I think we didn't do a very good job of managing the emotions of the game or managing the structure. And we turned one over, and we were getting out of the zone a little bit ahead of the puck, and they made us pay. They were a little bit behind the play, and then they get a tap, and we did pick up away from and then an empty net goal. But I was really pleased with how we played, minus seems like our mistakes end up in our net, and the other team's mistakes don't, and we need to find a way to flip that.
First two periods seemed like the Tigers had some issues getting out of their own end. What did you guys do? Your thoughts on what you did to prevent that?
Well, I just thought our structure was good. Our F1. Our first forward hunted pucks really well. They were physical, forced them to create a couple turnovers, and gave us some opportunities. So I thought we did a good job hunting pucks, and we need to continue the same thing.
Your freshman goaltender, Schenkel, he looks like you might have found somebody. Your thoughts on what he did last night for your program?
Yeah, Charlie's been really good for us, back and forth. He had a little bump coming right out of the Christmas break against Sacred Heart, and we went with Corey Korkendorfer, who started last year in Game 2 against Sacred Heart. But Charlie came back, was outstanding last night, especially early before we got going. He made some huge saves 5 minutes into the game, and then we got our legs under us, and then he wasn't really tested as much, minus those back, the goals that he didn't have a chance on. But we've got a good goaltending crew with the three of them, and Charlie's just been outstanding all year.
You did a good job, your team not taking the penalties last night. That'd certainly be a key. What are some other things you're looking for here tonight?
Well, I think it's more of just finishing around the net. We've scored 4 goals in the last 3 games, and 3 of them have been by Tanner Klimke. So we need to get some guys scoring, especially when we continue to outchance teams. We outchanced Sacred Heart really bad. According to Instat and Sportlogic, we outchanced RIT last night. It's just they're competing, they're scoring the goals, and we're not. So we need to bear down and finish around the net and continue to do everything that we did to make us successful last night.
Pregame, how do you balance warm-ups when your daughter's playing Syracuse right now?
I'm watching a little bit. We had our meetings. Now I'm watching Robert Morris Syracuse, and then I'll worry about our game after that.
Derek, thanks. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Derek Schooley, one of our favorites. Kevin, we send it back to you.
No doubt about that, and always tough to be a coach and worried about tonight's game, and also following what your kids are doing as they play in their careers, their college careers as well. Thanks so much, Gene. Well, last night's victory helped the Tigers stay in third place in the Atlantic Hockey standings, but with Holy Cross playing out of conference today, the Tigers, with a regulation win, would take over second place. Bentley beat Air Force last night to increase their lead atop the standings. Sacred Heart beat Niagara to keep pace with RIT, while Mercyhurst, how about them picking up their first regulation conference victory this season last night with a 3-0 shutout of Army. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, it was a major question mark coming into the season, but Jakub Kurbacek quickly provided an answer for the Tigers. We'll share what's been the key to Kuba's sophomore year success coming up. But first, number 20 for RIT is defenseman Ben Roger. The Brighton, Ontario native led the Tigers with a goal and an assist last night. He'll join our Kim Coffey live next as our coverage continues. From the Gene Policini Center, it's the Tigers and Colonials at 5:05. This is Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network. Back here on Pregame Live, where it is Kids Night. Youth tickets going for as low as $3. Plenty of games and giveaways. Oh, and a hockey game going on as well tonight. Puck drop at 5:05 between RIT and Robert Morris. On the Atlantic Hockey scoreboard, Mercyhurst looks for the sweep of Army, as does Sacred Heart at Niagara at the top of the hour. Bentley downed Air Force 5-1 last night. How about Bentley? 10-1-2 in AHA play so far this season. They'll face off with the Falcons just after 7 Eastern tonight. Well, Ben Roger has been a solid addition to the Tigers along the blue line this season, and the Brighton, Ontario native is really starting to heat up offensively lately too, as he's up to 10 points on 3 goals and 7 assists. Just off the ice from warm-ups, Ben Rogers with our Kim Coffey. Kim.
Ben, coming off a 4-1 win less than 24 hours later, but that score I feel like doesn't really tell the story of how that game went. Very close through 2 periods. What's going to be the key to you guys in the driver's seat up front and early?
Yeah, that game was a very close game last night, and I think the key for tonight is just play the way that we played in the third period. High energy, sticking to our systems, and just bring that same intensity.
You and your line mates were huge contributors in last night's win. What's been really clicking for you guys out there, communication-wise, out on the ice?
Just talking and just knowing where each other are. Like, we have a lot of automatics in our games, and it's an easy game when you know where your teammate's going to be.
What kind of pushback are you expecting to see from RMU tonight?
Oh, big pushback. They're a competitive team. They block a lot of shots. They work hard. They skate. So it's going to be another good game tonight.
Ben, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Kevin?
All right, Kim, thank you so much. Meanwhile, in the net for Robert Morris, as Coach Schooley mentioned to Gene just a moment ago, will once again be number 31, Charlie Schenkel. The freshman from Toronto will make his 18th start of the season here tonight. Schenkel gave up 3 goals in yesterday's loss to the Tigers. He's now 4-11-2 with a 3.25 goals against, but he did play well for the Colonials last night despite the loss. For RIT head coach Matt Thomas sticking with his number 1, literally and figuratively. This will be Jakub Krbacek's 20th start this season and 8th straight for the Tigers. He's now 12-7-0 this season with a 1 shutout and a 1.86 goals against. And speaking of Kuba, there were a lot of questions regarding the Tigers roster coming into this season, and Matt Thomas acknowledged that maybe the biggest one was in net. Jakub Krbacek, Trent Burnham, and Colin McKenzie were all in the mix, all had an opportunity to earn the top spot on the depth chart, but the competition was short-lived as one Tiger emerged and has remained the clear number 1.
Nike hanging out on the near side. That's number 7. Seriously, Will.
Jakub Krbacek admits his first year as a Tiger was a big disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I wasn't really consistent in my game, and also, like everybody knows, we didn't have a great year, so we tried, but at the end of the day, we weren't good in front of me, and I wasn't really good either.
But year 2 has been drastically different. A season that began with all 3 goaltenders vying to be the Tigers' starter quickly saw Kuba earn the number 1 job.
We went through the preseason. It was just, hey, this is going to be a wide open fight. We're looking for somebody to step up and grab it. And he got some of the early opportunities, and he just made the most of them.
A big help in Krbacek's development this season has been the addition of full-time goaltending coach Shane Matalora.
I'm just watching tape from last year. He just seemed a little bit all over the place at times, and then his reads as well. So all of that comes with just time, right? Getting more reps, getting more experience in games, and all that sort of stuff. So once we start to build on his base and his foundation, and then he's implementing that into his game, it's starting to all kind of come together.
And we saw that last weekend against nationally ranked Penn State, when Kuba stopped a career-high 44 en route to his first career shutout.
I mean, it meant a lot. Like, especially against Penn State, like it was a huge game for me. But I think for the whole team, like when 1-0 against Penn State is like huge. And on the boys, they played amazing in front of me. They helped me a lot. They were diving into the shots, so it wasn't just my shutout, it was the whole team shutout.
Walk into the locker room last Saturday night, everyone's sitting there not saying a word. What was going through your head?
I knew it's coming, so I was prepared for it.
When it happened and you saw their joy, what did that mean?
So much. It was just such a great moment with the boys.
Krubacek's goals against not only ranks near the top of the conference, but he's also in the top 10 nationally, thanks in part to some adjustments defensively.
A lot of the times I'll talk about how we defend this limits the decisions and the movements our goalie has to make. And so it allows it to be a little bit more predictable for him so he can stay a little bit more locked onto the puck and the shooter. And I think our team has done a great job in front of him doing that. And then obviously he's done everything that he's supposed to do. And then when we're not so good, he's also stepped up and had some big stops for us and bailed us out, which is always key.
Has bailed the Tigers out a few times this year. 33 saves last night, picking up his 12th victory of the season. Kuba has been the difference maker in net for the Tigers this year and has certainly earned that #1 spot. Well, still to come here on Pregame Live. If you're just joining us, we'll show you how the Tigers took Game 1 of this series with Robert Morris. Plus, assistant coach Shane Matalora will join us to break down tonight's rematch. It's all straight ahead on your home for Tiger Hockey. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
Opening period.
Robert Morris without their top defenseman as that shot now goes over to the far side. Michael Craig. There's a goal from the outside. On cue, danger. There is our player to watch, Ben Roger. It's going to be Klimke. Klimke. Shot and scores.
Boy.
Picks the top corner. We are tied at 1. Moore trying to step in. Moore comes up with it. Hands off in front. Oh, shot! Yes! That's Camden Bazier back in the lineup in a great spot. He knew what to do with that puck. The Tigers break through. Japchin lost his footing in front of the net. Here's an opportunity for Roger. Oh, the Flagel!
Yes!
As Croteris will drop down low. Elliott looking to tee this up. Sends it ahead. That goes off a skate of Renicky. And now the Tigers pushing it ahead. Shot up to Mahan. Mahan for the honors. You betcha!
The Tigers making it 4 in a row over Robert Morris in this series, including 3 so far this season. RIT now 29-17-6 all-time against the Colonials. And included in that win total, the 2016 AHA Championship. Well, at this stage of the season, all conference games loom large. If you're just joining us with a regulation win here tonight, RIT has a chance to move up to second in the AHA standings with just 12 games to go following this contest. As we're happy to be joined now by John and Gene. And guys, if that's going to happen, the Tigers can't afford to not deliver a full 60-minute effort here tonight.
Kevin, I was just going to say the same thing. Good afternoon. As we're walking in ringside, assistant coach Shane Matalora. And Shane, the third period, that looked like Tiger hockey. What adjustments did you make in that third period? What has to happen to carry that over to here tonight?
Yeah, it's just getting back to our identity. There wasn't a lot of big adjustments that needed to be made throughout the game. It's just we weren't playing our game. We weren't playing Tiger hockey, like you said, and we needed to get back to that for the third period, and the guys seemed to dig in and find it. So it's just carrying that over into tonight.
It helps when you have an elite goalie. Shane, you were elite when you played here. You were in a zone. What type of zone is Kuba in at this part of the season in your mind?
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's. I think he's confident in his game. He's confident in his positioning. He's seeing the puck. Everything's hitting him and sticking to him. He's not giving up rebounds. So those are all things that we try to build off of every day, and hopefully he continues that throughout the rest of the year. And obviously now being in all league and all conference games, those are going to be huge games for us. So hopefully he just continues his play that he's had throughout the year.
So of course the communication with the guys in front of you on the blue line important. Two new guys going in tonight, LaPointe taking a seat, as well as Crosley Stewart. Talk about that communication that's important between a goaltender and his defenseman.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I mentioned, where it's if he's ending plays, he's controlling rebounds and not giving up second opportunities, it allows our D to play their game as well. They're able to play our system and box out and allow him to see those shots. If he's giving up rebounds, then things get a little bit hectic and a little bit scrambly. So as long as he's doing his job, everybody else can do their job as well, and it all kind of snowballs on each other, and everybody helps each other out.
Coach Shane Matalora, love having you back. Coach, good luck here tonight. Go get him.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Shane Matalora, our guest here, as that's one storyline here, John. There's some changes on the blue line here tonight.
Well, yes, they were not very good last night. Talking with Matt, but even before we went on the air, making some changes because he wants to see improvement on that blue line. We thought it would be a strength. It was not a strength last night. The strength was Kuba. Really bailed them out last night until the third when the offense got going.
As we take a look at our players to watch tonight. First for visiting, Robert Morris, who tonight donning the red sweaters.
Yep.
It's number 21, Cameron Garvey, the co-captain. He's got a lot of experience on a team that really, they've only been together here 3 years.
No, right, because it was a program that, that went dark for a short time. But when you look at his career, 23 career goals. They generated opportunities, 34 shots, but they've got to get some goals tonight and look for Cameron Garvey to hopefully provide that spark. They're going to have to score more than one goal. They've got to find the back of the net.
And for RIT, number 10, Philippe Jacques, with Simon Isabel not available this weekend with the upper body injury, Jacques stepped up. And even though he didn't get a goal last night, John, your thoughts on his performance?
I thought he was great last night. He's great in front of the net. He's normally a closer, missed on a couple of opportunities. Even Matt, when we were watching the highlights in the pregame, goes, oh, should have got one there. Schenkel made a good stop on him. There was another opportunity where he thought he could have finished, but I think he's having a good year. He's a big body. Look for him to maybe try to finish tonight because he's going to get opportunities. He's always around the net, just trying to get, serve as a distraction or trying to get into Schenkel's vision. I thought he did a really good job last night. Just has to find a way to finish.
Kevin, looking forward to the puck drop coming up here at 5:05.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, guys. Thanks to you so much. As you mentioned, puck drop, we're closing in on it at the Policini Center. Introductions about to be mentioned as the teams are taking the ice, and we'll wrap things up from here next. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
Comes up with it, hands off it in front. Oh, shot! Yes! Here's it up here for Rogers. Oh, yes! Now the Tigers pushing it ahead. Shot up to Mahan. Mahan for the honor. You betcha!
It's dagger time for the Tigers.
Oh, it certainly was a big 3-goal third period, propelling the Tigers to victory last night. Tonight, a chance to complete the 6-point weekend and the season sweep of Robert Morris. Again, Simon Isabel out of the lineup with an upper body injury once again tonight. After tonight, RIT heads to Canisius on Friday to start a home-and-home series with the Griffs. We'll be back with you Saturday night for the finale of that series. Our coverage begins 6:30 with Pregame Live, followed by Face-Off at 7:05 exclusively here on Flow Hockey. The students will be back on campus next weekend, so this place will be the place to be. Make sure you get your tickets now by calling or visiting the Policini Center box office or online anytime at rittickets.com. Should be fun to have the students back. Well, that'll do it for Pregame Live. John and Gene will have all the action for you next, and I'll see you back here for the intermission report. Until then, enjoy the game. RIT, Robert Morris, round 2 is next here on the RIT Sports Network.